Press the download button and get your favorite games. Cloudy Mountain, baby. It's gonna be awesome. Me and my friends, my amigos, we all have our controllers. We play in the house. Play in the house with the party because of our Amico. But there's no party without you. And that's why Amico. It's gonna be a blast. It's a party all night. It's a party all weekend. Because we got amigos and friends. Since April, I got my Amico in the mail. I got my Founder Edition. Man, I'm sure maybe you're jealous. Well, you can just go on that website. I get an Amico for you. It can be the purple or the GTO red. I got a Founder Edition. I know you had to buy before. But I know I'm lucky because I was following Tommy on Facebook. Yeah. Nah, it's not the same anymore, man. I make tons of friends, tons of amigos. And what you do with your PlayStation 2?
Yeah, I understand, man, but like I'm sure we're gonna see Tommy again. I don't feel any burdenness either at all.
Yeah,
I just think Phil's kind of handling stuff right now, you know, as far as and Tommy hasn't gone anywhere. He's still, you know,
he still has an Amico-centric fan base and shit.
Well, you can't squeeze water from a rock so slow, and you can't expect Bill Adams to come back and cheer you up. And when Tommy Tallarico's gone, it sucks. Well, enough's enough. Oh, it's really enough. Amico forever. I think you guys are better try to get your shit together. Amico forever. Yeah, you might get a demo unit, but your console should be never. Amico forever. I think you guys are better try to get your shit together. Amico forever. Yeah, you might get a demo unit, but your console should be never. And on, and on. It just goes on. And on, and on. The physical games were useless from the start. Is he breaking world records, or is he just breaking your heart? The pandemic gets you only go so far. Take a duck card or an air guitar. Amico forever. I think you guys are better try to get your shit together. Amico forever. Yeah, you might get a demo unit, but your console should be never. Amico forever. I think you guys are better try to get your shit together. Amico forever. Yeah, you might get a demo unit, but your console should be never on. Well, on, and on. It just goes on, and on, and on.
And you can be pissed at me if you want. That's fine. I can't fix it. We can't fix it.
Yeah, unfortunately,
and I'm not going to sit here week in and week out and discuss this with you guys at this point, okay? I understand you are upset. I want you to get your refund. I do. If you want a refund, I want you to get it. But also understand, I have zero control over that. And so nobody here has any control over this. We can't answer it. We can't forward the password. We can't do anything with it. Take it to them. Your problem is with them. Take it to them. Try to talk to them. I can't fix it. I can't.
It does get frustrating because I know a lot of people are like, hey, what's going on? Other than the updates that we get and, you know, and my occasional reach out to go, hey, what's, you know, anything we could say? Maybe we got a show coming up. Like,
Amico forever. I think you guys are better try to get your shit together. Amico forever. Yeah, you might get a demo unit, but your console should be never, 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 never,
What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD, and I am joined by the man, the 4-hour documentarian himself, DJ Slopes. What's up?
Where? Yes, how you doing? You all right? I tried to be clever and do that funny little thing beforehand. I dropped the mic, I dropped the camera, and I was underneath the fucking desk while that song was playing. Like, please don't start. Man, it's early hours here in the UK. We're 1:42 in the morning, but it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. So we appreciate you coming here, Mr. Slopes.
It's all good, buddy.
You just put out a review of Shark.
Oh yes.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about how that came to be? Maybe a little inside baseball here. I know most of us has watched the review.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, yeah. I explained it in the video. There's not really much to it, but basically, yeah. So I made obviously, I make complete history videos on my channel, as I'm sure people in here know. Looking at I try and make like big documentaries based on certain franchises. And I've done one on Pac-Man, and off the back of that, I got contacted. This was so long ago as well, by BBG, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to do the same treatment to Boulder Dash?" Because they had bought the rights to Boulder Dash, and they like, "Hey, do you want to do Boulder Dash?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And they went, "Okay, well, we'll put you in contact with like the original programmers and all that." I'm like, "Well, fuck yeah, sure, I'll definitely do it because that'll make for a really good video." Quite a lot of time fell off the calendar before I finally said, "Okay, yeah, let's get this going." So I eventually got to work on that. And I remember thinking, because in the world of YouTube, if we're going to get into money and things, you really want to put your big videos out in December, because for people out there that don't know how YouTube works, all of if you're just looking at YouTube ad space, you put your best videos out in December, because that's where all the big adverts go onto YouTube, so you earn more money in December. Yeah. And then you put your not so big videos out at the beginning of the year. So I thought at the beginning of October, okay, I'll start working on this Amico video. I really should get this Amico video done, because everyone's been asking me to make this. It's going to be the biggest video I ever do. And obviously I was speaking to you, and I was speaking to a few other people. And I'm like, right, okay, I'm going to work on this Amico video. Oh my God, John Alvarado's in the chat. Hello, John. And I started working on it. I had no idea how long it was going to take. And I remember I think you predicted literally 4 hours. And I don't know if you said that in jest.
No, I was serious.
Okay, so the thing is, when I do my scripts, I look at like these. I'm fully going off the rails here. So I can look at like 30 pages long and go, okay, that's going to be like a 40-minute video or whatever it may be. But this was like over 200 pages long. But it was hard to predict how long it was going to be, because it was so spaced out, because it'd be like, the date, and then there'd be a space, and then what I'd say, a date, a space, and what I'd say. So it wasn't like nice big fat paragraphs, chunks. So I just didn't know how long it was going to be. Anyway, so the plan to get it out in December, because that's when you earn the money, didn't go ahead, because it just took so fucking long to make that video. And I did end up putting it out at the beginning of the year, when it was going to earn you the least amount of money. Regardless, I think that a testament to me for not pushing it out quicker. I made sure I got it done I made sure it was a proper product before I released it. Anyway, I remember halfway through working on it, and obviously I was already, the script for Boulder Dash was mostly done. I still had a few interviews to do. And I remember sitting there thinking, oh shit, BBG are making games for the Amico, aren't they? How are they going to feel about me doing this Amico video? Like, okay, whatever. I'll do it anyway. And yeah, I made this Amico video, and I released it, and that's what it was. And then obviously straight not long after, I released the Boulder Dash video, and they're both very well received for the people that I was aiming it at. And so I've spoken. BBG are very happy with the Boulder Dash video. I continued talking to them for a while, and one day it's like it was so casual the way he spoke to me. It was like we'd spoken about this thing that we're talking about to do with Boulder Dash, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Oh, I don't know if you know, yeah, well, we got the I don't know if he said the license or the rights, whatever, however he worded it, I can't remember exactly, to Shark and Astro Smash, by the way. But I've really got to go, because I've got to go see my kids. But what the hell? What have you got? What?
Just dropped that and tried to leave, huh?
Because he already said that he needed to go, and he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we got," I'm like, "What do you mean you've got that?" And I just like lost my mind. And this was like a few weeks ago. And I was like, "Please let me play those games. please let me play those games. And he's like, yeah, sure, okay. I'm like, whoa, how do I can I review them? He goes, yeah, and it was just like there was the only real caveat was the fact that he wanted me to make sure that I released them on a particular time for when a press release goes out, and that was it. And that's why it's such an awesome company to work for. I know it sounds like I'm like bigging them up and stuff, but they fully just let me do what I want to do, you know, and they're pretty cool like that. And yeah, I got to play Shark. I've not got to play Astro Smash yet. I haven't got a copy of that. They've given me Dino Blaster like a month ago, maybe, I think it was. And I've got Shark. And I'm hopefully we'll get Astro Smash eventually. From my understanding, I've only briefly spoken to him today after he's seen the video, but he seemed quite happy with it. And I actually saw a comment from John Alvarado a couple of hours ago. He said he quite liked it. He was happy with some of the things I brought up. So yeah, I think they'll continue to let me do Astro Smash. I think.
Did you check if that was the real John Alvarado?
I mean, it's just no, I didn't. I mean, I you know, I'm pretty sure it is.
We've had issues with like multiple.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, probably. But yeah, either way, yeah, I've been playing it for a little while. It took me quite a while to get past some of the levels. Some of the levels were really tricky. Is that sort of thing? You know, you get that sometimes of a game, you'll spend ages on one level, you're like hours, well, maybe not hours, but you know, a good amount of time trying to get past one level, and then the next level is easier than the one you've just done. You know, yeah. I mean, it looks like the right guy to me. Just it says John Space Alvarado. It's got the picture with the fantastic mustache. There he is. And
Il Nova says, I heard a rumor that part of the licensing deal involves BBG giving Intellivision $100 per game sold. Any truth to this? That would be ridiculous.
So I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of the deal. I really don't. I mean, what I said in that video is at the time, like I wasn't hiding anything. That was just what it was. In regards to obviously BBG and definitely not Intellivision didn't see the video before it went live, but I did explain to BBG, okay, so what I'm going to do for this, I'll explain at the beginning how I've managed to get this, and then I'll do a review. But that's all I said to them. I didn't tell them if I was going to be positive, if I was going to be negative, or anything like that. But no, my understanding is that BBG now own the rights to those two games, but Intellivision are still able to put out Amico games, versions, if and when that ever happens. So.
Yeah, there's some weird language that we're going to go over because they put out a press release, and we're going to go over that.
I mean, I didn't see the press release. Even I didn't see the press release. I don't think I've still not even seen the press release, but I definitely didn't see it before the video went live. I've seen pictures, but I've not seen any actual jargon except for what's written on the website.
Yeah. We'll go with it. Like I said, a little inside baseball for everybody here. Mr. Slopes, he did let me know. He's like, hey, because I asked him about it's like, so did you actually get your hand on an Amico? What's going on? I saw the thumbnail. I was interested. He's like, no. He's like, I got the thing from BBG. He told me, he gave me the inside track, and I was pissed because after Slopes told me, right, I looked it up. So then I went on the computer and I Googled BBG Astro Smash. And it came up. I'm going to share the screen right now. And I'm so pissed because somehow we all missed this. This is Trademark Elite, European Union trademarks filed by BBG Entertainment. As you can see, Shark and Astro Smash both filed February 10th, 2023.
Yeah, it was all going to come out. I know. I knew the videos had already gone up on like their smaller YouTube channel of them playing it on. Like controllers or whatever, so I knew it was going to come out, and it was just more the fact that like, wow, I wonder if people will notice it, and it was getting really, really close, and then it was literally the day before people discovered it. So yeah,
but because he had given me the name BBG, I was like,
I mean, I'd already been contacted by a few people. It's BBG, isn't it? It's BBG, and I was just like, I can't say. But it was so obvious because BBG have the connection, and obviously I've just done that video with them, and it was so obvious for people that you just look, you're like, okay, this makes sense. It was so obvious that it was going to be that.
And I think when we talked about the last update from Phil, I think I even said that. I said there's probably going to be BBG because they had Dynablaster, they had Brain Duel. So I was on the right track. I just never followed through with it.
Yeah, and you know what was quite funny as well is that information regarding Shark and Astro Smash was on their website last week. I think it was. it was, and I was like, can I release the video now? Because it's already up there. Like, oh no, we'll take that down. And it was up there for like, I don't know how long, maybe just an evening or something. And I was like, whoa, no one noticed that.
No, someone did notice it because, well, at least they noticed it after Monday.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I was supposed to release. I mean, that video was it done? I don't know. The majority of it, all the footage was recorded before last Wednesday. I don't know if I finished it before then, though. But yeah.
But like I said, I know people noticed it because even though they told you they were going to take it down, they never did. People noticed it. Then they noticed that people noticed it. Then they took it down.
Right. Okay. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Even the biggest, PlayStation and all that, the PSP got leaked, didn't it? Just before they went up on stage at E3 and announced it, and all that sort of stuff. It happens, doesn't it?
And so BBG did release they did a press release and they released some screens, and I'm a little confused.
Okay. I mean, I've actually not seen them, so I'll be interested.
So I'm going to show one of the screens here from the press release because they sent out a press kit and press release. This is from Astro Smash, right?
Yeah. Again, I've not played this at all.
But clearly, they still have the choose ship with the Amico controller. In the footage.
I mean, in my version of Shark, in my version of Shark, there's still there's sometimes it says text about like look at the controller because it's such an early port. So it. I mean, I'm not a programmer, but I can only assume changing the text and like the button mapping has got to be probably the easiest thing you can do. Well, after you've got it ported, I don't know, but yeah. So I mean, they changed the Amico controller to a normal controller. Yeah, and there was just still a few things that they needed to change over, and yeah, like I've got two versions of it because we had to get a different version to play online and stuff like that. So, yeah, well, I'm guessing that's just the same thing there, Yeah,
I understand it, but because I pointed out all the little errors when Intellivision put their stuff up, I felt like I got to.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Got to ding them on this. This is the controller mapping.
Yeah, I wonder if that's the same as the one. I'm sure it is. 1.22.1. I think that's the version I have. The first one I had. I think weirdly the more up to date one has a lower number. I think I can't remember.
That would be weird. All right, so obviously you eat fish that are smaller than you that grow in size. Is there a limit? Is there a cap in your size for your growth?
As in a limit to the amount you can eat?
No, but it says you get bigger, right, as you eat the fish. Is it like?
Oh, right. I don't know because I mean, I played it with my sisters, and one of them got ridiculously big, like really, really big. But eventually, you will get caught. I don't know if it stops at one point eventually, but it looked like she kept getting bigger. It would be quite funny to see, put it in like 4-player mode, and then let 3 of you help the 1 player out, and then just see how big that 1 player can get. The thing is, what happens is the sharks always go for the
bigger player.
The player, the player, not necessarily the biggest, but the one with the most score, because that's how you win the game. In fact, one of the tactics I found is when you're big, you end up being a bit more easier to grab by the sharks. So what I tend to do is when you're really big and there's no sharks around, I'll quickly get myself electrocuted to reduce my size down, because that doesn't take away a life, but you reduce your size down, and then that way you're quick and nimble again. But you got to be really quick to do that before the shark comes back on the screen, because you get stunned for like a second or two. Yeah, it's really hard to like work out all these little challenges. And in 2-player mode, what's quite interesting is it will come after the player with the biggest score, and now like the sharks after that 1 player. But the real way you win in this game isn't by eating all the fish. If in multiplayer, if you're going by score, the way you want to win is by attacking the shark, and you do that by like grabbing its tail. But it's the the 5th or the 6th bite on the shark's tail, that person that bites it the 5th or 6th time, that person's pretty much almost going to guaranteed win, because that person gets like 1,000 points. So it turns into like a juggling match between you guys just fighting between these two sharks, and then everyone running to try and get the tail at the last second. It's a tactic that you wouldn't. It's one of those things that when you learn it as a group, it just turns into a massive like screaming match between each other, which I think is a good thing, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very different way of thinking compared to you playing it with like a kid, because a kid just wouldn't think like that, you know.
So is multiplayer mode, is it progressive, like you go from level to level, or is it just like one screen?
So you can play the normal game apparently in multiplayer. I didn't actually try that, believe it or not, but because the way it like I say, the mapping isn't correct on the controllers properly, so it'll be in this early port. So it's things like you would have to push. Where's the Xbox? Okay, so I've got an Xbox controller. So you would push like A to choose it, then you would push B to choose your fish, like A to choose the menu screen, and then B to choose your fish, and then A again to start. So there's a few little silly things like that, which are, I'm sure, just easy things to fix in time. So yeah, you can play in the normal mode with that, like that, with a couple of people on there. But we primarily just played in multiplayer, where it's just like most points you can get in a certain amount of time.
All right. Yeah, I was curious because it says don't get eaten, you'll lose a life. 5 lives lost equals sit out until next level starts.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that in that sense they're doing it in well, no, that would work in both modes then, because you lose 5 lives. No. Hang on. We can load up the game in a minute and look if you want. But yeah, basically, in multiplayer, you die as many times as... Yeah, you definitely die more than 5 times because you're all just trying to fight each other. But in the main game, 5 deaths and you're out. I think that might have even happened to Mike Malice's kid, or Malice, Mike Mulis, whatever his name is. I think it might have happened to his kid when he was playing.
I didn't watch the Mullis videos, mostly because he gets very upset when you criticize anything where his kid is in the video, and I was like, I'm not gonna watch this and get.
No, I mean, I kind of understand that, but at the same time, like,
you're putting it out there.
Video then,
yeah.
But no, I mean, it was. I mean, I watched it, and I'll say it's quite a nice father-son gaming session. And I'll be honest, I had a very similar good father-son gaming session with my kid, but it's very much. I was, like I say, just swimming around in circles, pretending to try and grab things. Oh, you got it before me. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So there's not a lot of balance as far as, weaker players being able to.
Well, apparently,
better players.
Yeah. So apparently, you look at the controller, and it's either what's on the screen or the LED lights that would give you hints on where the pearls are, which will help the player with the lowest score. However, what's going to be implemented in this one is they're going to be doing it with a rumble feature, and I think that's surely got to be the superior version, because you're not going to have time to look down at your screen. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, where are the clamshells? Are they in fixed locations?
Yeah. I don't think they move around. I mean, like what you're seeing there on the screen, I'm pretty sure that's just where they are every time on that level. I mean, they're always pretty much. I think they're pretty much in the same place on other levels as well.
Well, I was just wondering how the rumble's gonna work, because it's gonna be like, that's one. If it rumbles once, it's the first one. Rumbles twice,
yeah,
it's
that's true. One. I don't know. The rumble thing, it wasn't doing it for me. So maybe that's something that's going to come up in a later port. I don't know. I'm not sure.
So it looks like the foreground is just basically the same in every level, huh?
What the back? Oh, the foreground. Okay. I don't think so. Maybe
you got the 3.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't notice. Maybe. I mean the positions. Yeah. It's like a slightly different design, but like the positions. Yeah, possibly. Like I said, we'll try it out. I feel like the very last level. So in the very last level, not spoiler alert, but in the last level, there's a big trident that comes down and attacks you, and it gets really close to the ground. So I feel no, they've moved there, so that shell's slightly over to the left, the orange one compared to what it is on other ones. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're all really low down on the last level because you need to duck down underneath where this thing comes. You can still swim in front of it anyway, but yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go over the press release. You haven't seen it. I've read it. It's got.
I mean, if it's is it what's written on the website?
I think it's a little different.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't then.
So we got BBG unveils legendary classics for modern consoles and reimagined summer games lineup. Old school, new rules, retro-inspired games for modern players with Dino Blasters, Astro Smash, Shark coming to PC, Xbox, and Switch this summer. I find it odd that it's not coming to PlayStation.
So I was reading the comment at the same time. I don't believe it is.
I find it odd because PlayStation 5 and 4, the controllers have lights on them that would be able to mimic certain features on the Amico version.
Yeah, the PlayStation 5 one actually has lights on the front of it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Where the number 4 would be on the back.
So
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, found that weird. And it's again, it just doesn't even make any sense, right? It would be the same amount of work as putting it on the Xbox and Switch.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's an odd one. I'm trying to think what I'm not really that big of an Xbox gamer, but like PlayStation's got probably more party games. Thinking about it, I'm thinking obviously you got Bishy Bashy, but that's old. But then I was also thinking of Fusion Frenzy, but then that's also old, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it makes sense.
It also got a bigger player base than the Xbox, at least right now, right?
Yeah, it should do as well. It's a better system. Oh,
I'm a Sony pony too. Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right.
I just like exclusives.
Yeah, we had a whole Sony thing today. Spider-Man 2 looks good. I'm excited.
It does. Yeah, I did a little watch through of that. Why so nervous, Slave? I'm not nervous.
He's waiting for me to grill him about being a shill.
That's it. Yeah, you've got me down.
All right. BBG Entertainment, the developer behind nostalgic classic video games like Boulder Dash, is excited to announce the launch of 3 revived legendary games for PCs and modern consoles as part of its reimagined.
Sorry, Dino Blasters, obviously the other one, isn't it?
Yeah. Providing cross-platform gaming fun. Okay, that's probably why. If it's going to be cross-platform, being able to play online between the PC and the Xbox.
I had no idea it was cross-platform. That's impressive. Okay.
For the whole family on PC, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox consoles. The lineup includes reimagined, remastered versions of the multiplayer evergreen Dino Blaster, as well as the recently acquired Intellivision 16-bit classic Shark and Astro Smash.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to try Astro Smash, but I tell you what, I mean, I haven't played Astro Smash, but I think Astro Smash is going to have a harder time with reviews because I don't think there's many games like Shark. I mean, obviously there are games out there like Feeding Frenzy and stuff, but they just play so differently. But Astro Smash, I think, has got a lot more competition. It's the same with Dino Blast. I mean, it's a perfectly fine game, but it's like I might as well just go play Bomberman. You know, like any of the Bomberman games on my shelf. You know, there's more meat to the bone with those games because I mean, it's just such a long-standing franchise. But with Shark, it hasn't got as much competition. I think I'm interested to see Astro Smash because I really want to see how it plays out compared to. I mean, there's so many indie Space Invader type games that it's going to be going up against. I think that's going to have a harder time, personally. I'm sure. I mean, it'll be a fine game, I'm sure, but like, it's probably going to get knocked down a few on the old score because there's going to be so much competition for it.
Well, I'm going to say no because
you reckon?
Here's my reasoning because I know a lot of these reviewers. I know how they do their scoring and stuff, and a lot of them don't know what the hell's going on with gaming anyway, right?
Oh, right, okay.
So they're not going to be like, oh, there's a whole bunch of these other. They're just going to be like, oh, this came out, right? Only the ones that they get or they see are what they acknowledge exist. So I think they'll
there's a game that is quite old. Yeah, it is Titan Attacks. That Titan Attacks is a freaking awesome Space Invader type game. Really, really basic, but like super addictive. To the point where like it's got a 9 out of 10 on Steam. And I got my Steam Deck, and I mean, this is a game that I could play on my original PSP, no problem. But I downloaded it from my Steam Deck because it's a really good, fun Space Invader type game. And I mean, I look at Astro Smash is going to have to go up against that. It may visually look maybe a bit nicer by this day and age, but it's going to have to bring something decent to the table. And that's just one game. There's a lot of Titan Attacks out there.
Yeah, but like I said,
I mean, well, personally, that's how I see it anyway.
Depending on where these games get reviewed at, right? In a more niche website or even like the Steam curator section, right? They'll probably be like, oh yeah, there's all these other ones. But like Kotaku, your Polygons, your Nintendo Lifes, they don't know what the hell's going on in the rest of the world of gaming. So they're just gonna be like, oh, this is what I got. I haven't got one of these in a while. This is interesting, a curiosity.
Yeah. I mean, there are some really good ones out there. There's kind of not a Galaxian. What's Defender? That's the better one. Aqua Kitty DX, I think it's called, something like that.
Yeah,
man, I pumped some time into that. Serious time into that, and that's essentially a new version of Defender. And I know it's different because you're shooting from left to right rather than up and down, but like, so addictive, so addictive. I mean, I'm obsessed with the indie scene, so for me, that's what it's going up against.
Justy wants to know, what should the cost of Shark be, in your opinion?
I don't think it should really go above a tenner, personally. The way I see it is as a free game, as a free packing game, I think it's very good. Because if you look at like what meat is on the bone for something like Wii Sports, there's really not a lot for Wii Sports. But it's a good multiplayer game when it came out. You know, that was like really its big draw, you know, all playing bowling or tennis or whatever.
Yeah.
And this, I think Shark's a good multiplayer game, but there's not a hell of a lot of meat on the bone in single player. So I don't think there should be above a tenner. And no, I haven't signed an NDA, Radiant Silver Gun. But I remember when I was so here's something I don't know if I definitely talked about this in my Amico video. Actually, I remember when I spoke to Tommy all the time, and I'd always say to him, like, are you getting people to sign NDAs for you? Like, you know, take your mind back to when I was what you guys would class as a shill. I would say to Tommy, I'd say, like, are you getting people to sign NDAs? Because if you're not, you probably should, mate. Like, I'm giving him some like good advice here, I think. And yeah, like he didn't. And imagine if he took that advice, he did take that advice on and got me to sign an NDA. Like, I'd be pretty fucked, wouldn't I? I wouldn't be able to make my Amico video. Mm-hmm. And no, I haven't signed an NDA for this. But I'm, no, I mean, I haven't got anything that I don't think there's anything to hide. I've got given this game, I've done the review. They asked me, can you put it out on this day? I said yes, and that's the only thing I've really held back on, just the day I release it. Yeah, I'm not holding anything back, so you can ask whatever you want, but I think I've said everything. You know what I mean?
I want a physical edition of Astro Smash.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know quite a few limited run companies. One of my next Kick Scammer videos is all about the limited run scene. You know, all those companies with premium edition. I've been speaking to those. I actually got a load of these through the post. From Super Rare Games. Got a load of Super Rare Games. So I know them. It'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Although I think we can pretty much guarantee they won't be branded as Amico games. Yeah. That's a shame, because it would be amazing to have a game on. The console's not coming out, but having a game on your shelf that had the word Amico on it is not the worst second place, is it? Let's be honest.
Well, I have 8 of them on my shelf.
Well, yeah, same here. But I mean, ones that play games.
Ones that actually work, yeah. All right, here's where the interesting language comes up, because it's slightly different from the language that's on the website. It says, we are thrilled to offer unique multiplayer and cross-platform gaming fun this summer with Dino Blaster, Astro Smash, and Shark lined up for release. says Stephen Bergson, president of BBG. We are
Yeah.
proud to have Shark and Astro Smash, including the original game versions and versions for future consoles from Intellivision, now part of our BBG portfolio.
Mhm.
So in the website, it says that they acquired the licenses or they acquired the games.
Yeah.
But Intellivision retains the ownership of previously activated versions as well as versions for future consoles. In this one, it sounds like they own future versions. Like they're going to be the publisher of these games if the Amico comes out.
I'm just speculating here, but I mean I don't know. My guess, it's not my guess, but my I don't know, from my conversations I've had and stuff like that, from what I'm reading here, you know, like obviously where they're talking about this Amico Home, where they're putting things onto mobile. I don't think they would be able to put Shark and Astro Smash onto that without paying BBG or something like that. I don't think it works like that. I think BBG have the rights to put this on whatever they want now. Like they own these franchises. That's the understanding I have. They own these franchises, except in that alternative timeline where the Amico does come out, then the Amico version of Shark and Astro Smash, then that one version is what you call it, Intellivision's. I mean, that don't take my word for gospel because I honestly don't know, but that's my understanding.
Yeah, that's how it sounds on the website. But right here, because it says including the original versions and versions for future consoles from Intellivision are now part of our BBG portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying that they have the versions.
So hang on, let's say that again. So including the original game versions and versions for future consoles from Intellivision, now part of our BBG. I still think that's how I said it.
But if future versions wouldn't be part of their portfolio if Intellivision owned those,
but only for the Amico, right?
Right, but it says future versions for future consoles from Intellivision are now part of our portfolio.
Yeah, but the Amico exists, doesn't it? There's about 10 of them out there.
That's why I think when it says on the website previously activated versions.
Yeah.
I think they're saying.
Yeah. I think that's. Yeah. So I think the way I said it still stands because, like you say, like this version does exist on the Amico. As few as those systems there are, that's a version that already exists. So future versions for other systems outside of the Amico, then yes, those would be, for BBG.
I guess that's where I'm getting hung up. Because when it says future consoles, I'm considering Amico as a future console, not a
No. That's a retro console by this point. You just haven't had a chance to play on it, mate. Come on.
Yeah. So it says kicking off with Dyna Blaster beginning of July, bringing a reimagined version of BBG's 2015 inspired bomber game back to our screen. Each of BBG's reimagined Summer Games lineup titles will be available for Steam, Nintendo Switch, Microsoft, Xbox, Windows Store, and Mac App Store.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Did they say App Store?
Oh, it says the Mac App Store.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'd be very surprised if these came out on mobile. I mean, maybe they will. I don't know. For me, it's just that it's all about playing it on multiplayer. I suppose you could play online on your phone. That would be quite good. I mean, my son likes playing that like snake game on my mobile, Slinkio or whatever it's called. So I mean, technically, it could work on mobile. Okay. If you're just looking at mobile, I'm sorry, online play, but not to to big up Tommy's words, but it is definitely better playing in the same room with your friends.
Of course, always.
Yeah.
I never doubted that games were going to be fun, right? I was always like, well, games are fun, right? Of course they're going to be fun. It was always whether or not it was going to be enough fun for me to buy a console, right? It's enough for me to spend $300 on an Amico in order to play this.
Yeah.
Would you say this was a system seller, Shark?
Right. So I would say it probably is alongside the other ones if the system was cheaper. 350 quid, not a chance. If it was 150 quid and you get like that plus another 5 games at that level, then I'd say, yeah, that's a pretty decent buy for 150 quid. But definitely not. Fucking 350 quid. No, it's not a system seller. I'm really sorry. I like it, but I like it £10 worth. Like it, you know what I mean? And if I got 5 £10 worth games at that level, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. And then, you know, because I've also got the system. But you at 350 quid, you've still got £300 worth to make up there. You know, like, right, where's the rest of this 300 quid going? Come on.
Yeah. So I was just on the BBG website while you're talking, and Tommy Tallarico's stretching of the truth seems to be contagious. Yeah, because we got the original version of Shark Shark was launched in 1982 for Intellivision console. The game was programmed by Ji Wen Sao, the world's first female game console programmer.
It says something about that in the credits of the game too. When you click credits, it says something about the first female or one of the first female.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. She's not the first. She's one of the first.
I'm almost certain. I'm happy to go through it now if you want. I'll load it up. I'm almost certain it says one of the first. We'll check if you want, but
it's on Wikipedia. It says one of the first.
Well, on Wikipedia it says that.
Yeah, because it says Shark Shark is an Intellivision game originally designed by Dan Daglow and with additional designs and programming by Ji Wen Sao, one of the first female game programmers in the history of video games.
Interesting. See, the history of Intellivision is very. I don't know much about it. That was always one of my arguments with Tommy. It's like, how are you going to promote this in the UK? Because, I mean, people wear Atari shirts and go, "Oh, that's that Atari thing." Even if you're not a gamer, you know what Atari is, and obviously Nintendo, Sega, obviously stuff like that, PlayStation, Xbox. But like, nobody knows what an Intellivision is in the UK at all. Yeah. Oh, Saggy Melons. Hello, Saggy.
Saggy says Shark Shark was fun. Lola was very good at Shark Shark. Just saying. Sure you were, Saggy. Sure you were.
Oh, she played on
at
Shark
Boston.
Shark. There's a few people in here that have played on it. I'm very jelly of those people.
Thank you, Hero Journalism, for the $2 super chat. What? Selling off OG Intellivision games to different corps? WTF? Yeah, they sold them off, lock, stock, and barrel.
You know what? Like, so the way I look at that is, like I'm like hardcore in love with like Sega. That's my baby. You know, I've always been like fan of Sega since my early days of gaming. So I put myself in that same mindset. If I was an Intellivision fan, I'd be crying my eyes out right now. Like, I mean, it's good for us as an Amico fan to finally get to play, you know, like the fan of the whole, like everything about Amico, the drama, whatever you want to, you know, however you like the Amico.
The saga.
Yeah, the saga. It's good that we get to play them, but imagine it. Imagine like, take any game company like for me, Sega, like, okay, Toe Jam and L now belongs to this company, and Golden Axe now belongs to this company. I'm like, it would be so painful for me. It'd be like when they left the video game industry, and only released software rather than hardware. That's what I see it as. It's the same level. As an Intellivision fan, if you are an Intellivision fan, I only really am historically. I haven't got any kind of like nostalgic history to it or anything. Yeah. I would be crying my eyes out right about now. Wouldn't want to be Atari Creek right now.
He made a video conceding that it's probably over.
Oh, it's really sad. It's really sad. But I mean, hey, I suppose you got to do what you got to do. And I don't want to kick Tommy while he's down, but there's someone that's a hardcore Intellivision fan, and there's someone, not 100% the blame on him, but I'd say it's pretty close. It's the reason that your beloved video game company is now getting split off into all these other companies.
Well, I was curious, and you probably don't know because we don't have access to the contracts, right? But from my understanding, the original Intellivision games were not owned by Intellivision Entertainment. They were owned by the Blue Sky Rangers, who were part of Intellivision Entertainment, right? Because you had Intellivision Holdings LLC, and then you had the Intellivision.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly don't know. The way I remember it is when we were looking up business at one of my old businesses. You would go into like, I think it was Company's House or somewhere like that, and you would look up someone like Virgin as an example. And you think Virgin's like one company, but there's just so many offshoots. And even for Intellivision, and a tiny company in comparison, there are still a fair few companies that it offshoots to, for different levels. So yeah, I mean, very probably, very much likely.
Yeah,
I generally don't know.
I was just wondering. I was just musing to myself, how much money is Intellivision actually getting? Intellivision, the company proper itself, is actually getting from this deal, and how much?
Yeah, I literally don't know. I would love to know. I don't think I'm ever going to, but or we're ever going to. But is it a case of like a certain, do they get money off the back of every sale? I mean, my hunch is it's just literally bought right out, based on how they've dealt with previous, like the buying of Boulder Dash, for instance. They literally bought it out. That's now theirs, all of it.
Well, I think that's what they did, but again, even if, let's say, that BBG paid $100,000 for the Astro Smash, trademark and everything, right?
Yeah.
That 100,000, does that 100,000 go, say 50,000 goes directly to Blue Sky Rangers because they owned the majority of that license for the original versions, and then Intellivision Entertainment proper only gets 50,000, or is it like a 70-30 split? Or did they
remember there was all that confusion when Tommy first took over? It wasn't really a takeover as such, because there was another company made for the Intellivision Entertainment side of things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's weird.
So
weird.
Tommy had Keith's share, and I think Keith's share was like 28%. So Intellivision Entertainment, whatever the deal was, they might only be getting 28% of that deal, right?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, full on speculation. I don't know. I generally don't know. I think it's a good. I think it's a good
question.
Yeah, it is a good question, and I think it's a good educated guess as to. Yeah, I think it's an outright buy, and it's not all gone to one.
Yeah, I'm bringing this up. People are probably like, "Why is Tony getting into the minutia of what's?" I'm bringing this up because people are obviously going to be like, "Well, they made money. What about refunds? What about this? What's this money going to be used for?" And if it isn't as much as we're thinking, because yes, it was a 6-figure deal, but they only got 28% of that. That's why they can't give all the refunds that they promised. And it doesn't look like, according to Phil's email, they're giving any refunds at all. He didn't even mention the word. I don't think the word refund is even in the email.
No. And I think he'd be very wise not to add it in there, because he can't offer them.
So no refunds. But don't worry, if you got $100 in and you kept your pre-order, they're going to put you on a list, the survivors list, I guess.
Are you on that list?
I'm not.
I am on that list.
I took my 100. I mean, the list is essentially, they said, we're going to give you discounts and we're going to give you first crack to spend more money with the company that's already burned you out of $100. So.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know how it's going to work. Like, what is even going to happen there? It's all of you people out there that got your refunds or just didn't put it down in all of the Amico groups on like Discord or whatever else. It's like, I'm a member. Here's your login. Go in. Go nuts. It's just going to be shared around so freaking quickly. That list that exclusive list that I'm a part of will be exclusive for all of about 5 minutes. I'm sure.
Yeah, but like I said, it's only going to offer you first crack. According to the email, only first crack at like special items, or like a new game came out, you guys get first crack at buying the game. Like, oh, I paid $100 to cut the line.
That makes sense when it's a physical product, but I obviously, being the first person to buy a digital download, like what does that mean? Saggy, please say you're joking. Slope is an investor. My God, I've gone. I mean, you be the judge. I put down $100. I think it is $100. $100 as a pre-order on, what was the website? Fig.
Oh, Fig's going out of business, by the way.
Yeah, I know. That's good, isn't it?
I don't know if that's directly tied to the Amico. Probably.
They were sold a lie.
Raiden Silvergun says BBG sells games, investors get nothing. How is everybody okay with this? This is obvious scam. Well, it's not a scam because it's all legal, right? This is all the company's allowed to sell off IPs and assets. It's not really a scam. I mean, the other stuff that they did and the claims that they made, that's probably treading into scam territory. But,
Yeah.
All right, so Mike Mullis, he put out a video on Monday as part of the email. We were getting into it, but then we stopped right before the show went live. And I was going to ask you, do you think that because Phil Adam dropped that email 11th hour on Monday, and in that it included the Mike Mullis video. Do you think that either Mike Mullis or Phil Adam, they were like, oh, well, DJ Slopes is going to put out this video's dropping Wednesday, his review. We got to get ahead of this and put something out.
So originally I was fully in that minefield, like where I'm like, I've just announced this. Well, look, let me tell you straight away, I don't like doing premieres because I don't think they work. I mean, the idea of a premiere is to the main idea of a premiere is to drum up hype, buzz around your upcoming video. But I don't like them. I don't think they work. So I never like to do them. The only real reason I did this one was to grab the attention of like Intellivision and people like that. That's why I wanted to do it. Like, whoa, what's going on here? Because I thought it'd be like a funny thing to do. That at first I thought, wow, that's happened, because as soon as that happened, we get our first update in 9 months. I was adamant that was the reason why you got all of this. I was adamant that the reason you got a Mike Mullis Shark little, it's not a review, but like, and he says that in the description, well, this is not a review. And I'm like, it's very interesting that he's put that in, that exact wording in there, knowing that my review is about to come out. And then obviously there was the live stream. It's like, I was the first one to show Shark. I was the first. It was like some really big deal for him. And I was certain. But if you look at the timeline, I mean, that must have turned around so quickly. Now, maybe Intellivision have these videos from Mike of him playing, Astra Smash and all these other games and Fargo and whatever else, ready to drop when they need to drop them, which could be the case. But I don't think they're that clever to have all of that prepped at all. I think that I'm now leaning more towards it was a coincidence, which is an insane coincidence to happen. But I think it's more likely going to be a coincidence thing.
I don't. I more tread into the conspiratorial side of things. And I think it wasn't a coincidence because for so long, Mike was adamant, NDA, I can't show nothing.
Oh, yeah. All of these thoughts have gone through my head as well. Yeah, I agree.
And again, if he showed off like Astro Smash or Dyna Blaster, or he showed off darts yesterday, right? So if he showed off something else, but it was very specific, like boom, we're going to show you Shark. And again,
it's really bizarre, isn't it?
11th hour. I feel like the email was written, and then there was some discussion like, well, I can get you some footage if you want. I can get you some footage for Shark, and he ran over and created the video.
Yeah, because it was a very quick video to make. That's not like a hate on him or anything else like that. It is what it needed to be. Yeah. But yeah, it was a very quick video to make. You can make that video very quickly. So I mean, I'm still leaning towards it was a coincidence because it was done so quickly, and we all know there's one thing Intellivision are not, and that's quick. Yeah,
but also here's the other thing. Last week, supposedly when he talked to Smash, he said there was going to be an update last week. That got moved to this week. And then John asked him, he goes, well, what's going on? Are we going to get an update? He goes, oh, by the end of the day, Monday. So they kept pushing it off. And again, it feels like
they've always done that in the past as well, haven't they?
Yeah, but it feels like to me like this email was written because the email really doesn't say anything about Shark other than the little thing that's slapped on the bottom, right?
Yeah. It's very true. I mean, it's probable.
And then, like I said, then Tuesday, Mike gets to go on his show and he shows off Shark, darts. I think he did show off Astro Smash.
Right.
So,
possibly. But yeah, it is quite interesting. It's quite interesting to see because I mean, technically, he's not really showing off any more than the deep dive videos.
Yeah, but we all know that
less.
We all know that you put that in there. People are hungry. They're hungry for this Amico content. And you put off, hey, here's a video, me playing Shark for the first time. First time anyone's shown footage of it outside of the deep dive, right?
Yeah.
People are going to click on it. And if yours came out first, if yours had came out first, then Mike's wouldn't have got as much attention as it did.
Yeah. But then also because he done his, and then all of the BBG information came out literally, was it like 12 hours or less? I think it was less than 24 hours, but just before my video was going to drop. Hey, it all worked to bring people to me. So that's fine by me. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But it is, oh, mate, either all of the ducks were lined up perfectly for the most coincidental, let's get in there first. I mean, I feel bad for Mike, if I'm honest, because, and the same with DJC and stuff like that. They genuinely seem, more so DJC, but they generally seem like genuinely nice people that have just been led up the path and promised. Well, I mean, from what I mean, you watch him a lot more than me, but like they seem to be people that have been led up the path and promised all of this stuff. Because I was promised Tommy's going to come around my house and play Amico with me and my kids, you know. And there's a point where you just got to let go, and they can't.
I think there's a fine line, right? There's a fine line between being led up the primrose path and actively defending that path and attacking people that have criticized that path, right? And I think that's
imagine it. Like they've been. Imagine how painful it must be for them. They've got these consoles. They're like, please let us show these consoles. Like, no, not yet. And if they did know about my video beforehand, like then some random YouTuber that hasn't even got an Amico is uploading a video about Shark. Like, what is going on? You said we could show these things off. Okay, you know what I mean? Why is this guy uploading a video? So I mean, I keep flip flopping between whether it was done on purpose or completely the most ridiculous accidental thing going. But at the end of it really doesn't matter. Yeah.
All right. But either way, I think it was done on purpose. And again, Mike and DJC have both gone on long rants where they've yelled at me over video and called me horrible names and insulted me. So I don't think they're nice people. Yeah.
You're a horrible person.
A horrible person. I destroyed the Amico.
You're the leader of the gaming racists.
But speaking of Mike Mullis and darts, so Gatoru's tipped me off on this.
Yeah, this is something I missed until, I think it was Gatoru's that shared it.
So on the left is the Mike Mullis footage. On the right is a piece of artwork that comes from a game called Dart Rage by JVS Games. JVS Games. It was a WiiWare game that came out like 13 years ago. It is very likely that this is the same company. As you can see, again, Mike Mullis is here. It's got the exact same aiming reticule.
I mean, it's the same game. I mean, obviously it's been changed up a little bit, but it's the same basic game. So yeah. It's crazy. It's there's no question. There's no question. And the funniest thing was when Mike said, I think he said on that live stream, when I clicked, when you sent it over, I watched a tiny little bit. He's like, I can't imagine playing this on any other system. What about the original system it came out on? Can you imagine playing it on that?
Oh, that was a good line, but better was Mike goes, you can't play this on an Xbox. You can't play this on anything. And then one of the other hosts, I don't know who it was, but he's like, well, you could play it on a PlayStation 5. He's like, well, okay, a PlayStation 5 could do it.
Yeah, I bet then he goes and gets a controller, doesn't he? And like shows that you can't hold a dart controller like this or something like that. Yeah. But I tell you what would feel a lot better, a Wiimote.
Yeah, it would. That's how it was on the original.
Yeah. There it is. I mean, that is perfect. It's like perfect. Because I mean, the way he's playing it, you might as well. Oh, you're live. It's perfect. Look at the size of it. It's perfect. You compare that to playing it because another system you play on is a mobile phone because it's the exact right size, same size as an Amico controller. That clip that I adore in my documentary where it's like, close your eyes, now open your eyes. Isn't this the same shape as the NES controller? I think that's one of the best clips going. I love that clip.
It's the same shape. They're both essentially.
Isn't this
rectangles.
the same shape? It's crazy. Let's play some Shark. Carry on. You keep talking. I'm gonna play some Shark.
So we all read the email from Phil Adam. It seems like some of the hardcore defenders have finally conceded. That's it. There's going to be no console, right? It's not coming.
No, there's not going to be a console.
Amico.
I'm just, please understand, people. I'm not getting this information from anywhere. I'm just getting it from the same place as you are.
Yeah. Amico Home is going to be the new. I don't want to call it app. Well, they can't. I don't think they haven't trademarked it. They haven't put anything on the website. They haven't put anything on Google Play Store or anything. So
someone jumping in and buying that trademark before they do.
But they're going to bring Amico experience to other hardware platforms, starting with mobile devices under the name Amico Home. Right? And then, again, to me, is this just the Amico app rejiggered into the Amico Home? Is this going to be a hub? Is it just going to be, it's not a thing itself, but more like a Play Store that you buy other games on? Right? Because really, if it's mobile, I don't see why I need an Amico Home for mobile, right? We already have a Google Play Store. You got the Apple Store, right? If you want to buy games, you could just buy them off of that. Why would anyone put their game exclusive on mobile into the Amico Home?
Oh yeah, I agree.
So it's like
you don't have to worry about that because they've got 150 games under their belt. Yeah. 157, I think it was, and that's before I discovered other ones as well. Yeah. I'm sharing the screen, by the way.
Voyage mode, verse mode, multiplayer. What's the difference between verse and multiplayer? I guess one is.
See, that's something that needs updating. Multiplayer is online. Things like that.
So the people you played with online, they were just random. Was it
no. One of them was Stefan.
Oh, okay.
And another one, I don't know who the other guy was. I was seeing him on webcam, like or not webcam, like on Skype. I think he's a coder, but it was from 3 different places, like Czech Republic, Germany, and here in England.
No, when I say random, what I meant to say was there a lobby system or?
No, at this point, it was literally like I went in and they were in there as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's some serious slowdown on the stream, but this is quite smooth here. But yeah.
Yeah, StreamYard does it. So.
Oh, well, never mind. Anything in particular you want to see? What level? Pick a number between 1 and 12.
I keep seeing the levels going 1, 2, 3, and 4, but nothing higher than that. Why is that?
Yeah, it's because there's 3 worlds. That's your first world, 4 levels in that world, 4 levels in the pirate section, and then 4 levels in the harder ones, which is like the like Atlantis themed ones, I think it was.
Sunken City, they didn't want to get sued. Legally distinct from Atlantis, but still similar.
I mean, I can show you the final level, but I generally don't want to spoil it. I mean, I think I might have shown it in my video. I don't know.
Well, we'll just, I guess, spoil some of the pirate. We got Pirate Alvarado in the chat. Press down to move there. So that's the little.
Oh, sorry, I skipped past it. We'll go back to it in a bit. But there you go. Is that the same as what you saw online? I think it is.
Yeah, that's the same.
Yeah. I'll move my mouse.
Oh, so you're playing with this with mouse?
No. My mouse was on the screen. I was moving it off the way. I don't know if that was showing.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it is. Anyway. I can see it. I've moved it now. Yeah. It's quite a calm, relaxing game in single player.
This is going to be the next esport craze. I can feel it already.
Oh mate, yeah, you know.
I don't know if you remember, but in the documents that Intellivision was discovered, they actually were talking about Intellivision esports division. They were going to get on that bandwagon.
There's the show at the bottom. I've got a little thing on the bottom of the screen saying you're sharing the screen, so I can't see the pearls as well.
Sure, that stands excuse for why he's no good.
Get the tail. There it is. Boom. So it's the person that gets the final tail that's always going to win.
Well, that seems rather.
Well, I mean, obviously, then other people want to try and get it as well, like because the shark keeps coming back.
Yeah, but you're saying whoever gets the fifth, basically, it's one of those things where you could just wait around, not do anything, and just wait till you get that fifth one and still win. Yeah.
Well, you'll get 1,000 points, but then it depends on how many of those tails you get, because other people can get more tails than you.
My cat might like this game.
Your cat?
That's what Jamie C said. My cat might.
Oh,
like
right,
this
I
game.
see.
With all the fish.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay, I'm being a bit slow.
Saggy says this game is fun in multiplayer mode. Sure.
Yeah, it's good fun in multiplayer. I think that's really where its draw is. The reason I keep going round and round because that's the best way to dodge him. And now you go in and go for the tail. Bang.
Look at that. He's giving you tips and tricks. So when you get Shark in your home, you'll be able to dominate. Is there leaderboards?
There is. I think there's like a fake name in there. But I don't know if it's like local only. I really don't know. I'll have to look.
So it tells you how many fish you've eaten.
Mm-hmm. So that crab, I don't know if I'm big enough. No, I'm not. You can only get him when he's upside down.
This seems like one of these games. It's probably more riveting when you're playing it, not so much.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably not the most fun game to watch. I do like the way the movement of the fish work, though.
You got people that said eat the seahorse, but Saggy says he's not big enough to eat the seahorse yet.
Yeah, you can do. It looks like sometimes you're not. It looks like you're that you wouldn't be big enough to get a fish like this, but you definitely are. Like now, I'd be able to get the seahorse. I'm probably that's going to get me. Ooh. About to get owned. There we go.
How's the sound effects in the game? Because
they sound fine. I think the audio is quite nice. Tommy didn't make it.
I was gonna say that classic Tommy Tallarico audio.
He's the audio designer, I believe. I think that's what the credits say. I got hit.
Don't worry, be happy. Says, can I print out my high score and hang it on the wall?
See, look at that. Like I'm flicking back and forth really quick. It's good when you're like, you need to move quickly. That's me on the analog going left and right. No way can you do it that quickly with an Amico controller.
So do you think this is going to hold people's attention after you beat the game?
Only for multiplayer, yes. It depends on how much multiplayer you want to play. You know, that's it really.
Jamie C says, confirmed my cat was interested. Well,
one more, and then I think it ends. Sophisticated.
So what made it end, the level?
Because I got the 40th fish.
Oh, so you got to get 40. Is it 40 without dying, or is it just 40?
No, you have a set amount of lives. I think you have like 5 lives in the first world, 4 lives in the second world, and then 3 or 2 in the last. I'm pretty sure it's 3. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I should be giving more of a commentary, but
I mean, the game looks competent, is the best I could say for it, right?
Yeah.
The backgrounds are static, foregrounds. It doesn't look like one whole. The fake depth really doesn't work, right? It does look flat.
What did Tommy say? How much games there were never going to be more than, was it $8.99, I think, or something to that effect?
I think at one point it was $9.99. They
Right.
kept changing.
Well, either way, like,
eat the killer whale.
Yeah, you can't. You have to dodge him. So what would be good now is if I get hit by the electric, reduce my size, but obviously it doesn't hurt me. And now I'm small again, and I'll be more nimble and quick to get away from the shark, which is going to come out in a bit. I can hear him coming in.
Well, look at that. More strategy, more tips from the master of DJ Slopes. Look at that.
Nah, I didn't get the tail.
Hugh Super J says this is garbage. Imagine paying $300 for the privilege of playing this.
Yeah, I mean, you like that's the way you got to look at it, though. If you spent a tenner on it, you wouldn't be upset. If you spent £350, yeah. If you spent 150 and you got 5 games like this, I think I generally think that would be a pretty damn good, like free, if you want to call them free, but like, you know, packing games lineup. I think that'd be pretty damn good. But it depends what the others are like, doesn't it?
Yeah, like I said, I always said that, you know, the games were probably going to be fun, and they just weren't going to be $300 fun. And that's probably the detriment of the system of the Amico, right? They're like, we're only going to offer these experiences, where I can get these experiences plus other experiences on the Switch, PlayStation, Xbox.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you really have to do some serious mind juggling to convince yourself that this can only be played on an Amico. Like, you know, like the best salespeople are the people that believe it themselves. Like, you had to believe yourself that this cannot be played on anything else. It's like, come on, man. And, you know, Knights on the Saturn that was had an analog controller that could have played this perfectly fine. You know, I mean, that control scheme even.
Hero Journalism says originally games were supposed to be $5.99 to $7.99.
Yeah. I mean, I know this was a free packing game, but I don't think it was ever announced as a free packing game from the get-go. Yeah, I'm getting quite big now. I'll see if I can keep going and get myself quite big.
That's what she said.
Hey.
No, because if you eat one more fish, that's it.
Yeah.
Well done.
There you go. I've done finished that world.
He defeated 0 sharks. Disappointed.
Yeah, I know. It's very hard to do in single player. I mean, do I keep playing or should we carry on talking?
If you want to keep playing, I mean, it looks like you could beat this game in less than an hour.
Well, I'm planning on little plug for me. I'm planning on completing this game from beginning to end tomorrow night on my stream.
Do you get it? You said you get
damn it,
different colored fish.
Yeah, I'll show it to you. Voyage mode. So I've unlocked them all. You got Tang, Kobu, Mandarin, and I think the last thing you unlock is the black color or like the dark blue color there. Yeah, there you go. But no, yeah, with oh no, oh, I'm going into the game. Yeah.
Jamie C says, just want to say, DJ Slope, big fan of your Outrun video. It's truly epic.
Oh, cheers. Thank you very much, buddy. I need to do more complete histories. It's just one of those things that you push yourself harder and harder to make more videos. You try new things, and then like, oh, that's really cool, but it ends up taking longer. So I do less videos now, but like I think like the end result is better because I think they're higher production value videos. But I want to try and do more complete histories like the Outrun video. I was impressed with what I did on that video as well. I was really happy with the end result. Not to big myself up too much there, but yeah.
It says, "Yo, Tony, can you turn up the music?" There is no music, Justy. DJ Slopes is just sharing the video.
I mean, I could turn the music on, but that means I can't hear you very well. I turned it down. Yeah.
But here's the thing, Slopes. It's not going to share your. It's not going to share your audio.
Oh, I thought there was an option to do that. Okay.
Well, you're sharing. What are you sharing? The.
It doesn't matter. I mean, yeah. There you go. Oh, there you go. You got Hall of Fame. So yeah, you do have a sort of.
Well, I think those are local because they all say player 1. And I think,
you can put your own name in. I think it's in multiplayer mode or something like that.
What's high score mode?
Should we give it a go? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, this is what I did. I've done this. So I think that was Nazar. I can't remember. So that's just how far you can go. How far can you go? I should try and play with a different color, make it a bit more entertaining for your viewers.
Yeah, show us all the fish and all the different extras that they got.
See, I like the way it moves. I generally think it's a really nice. I think they've got it down quite nicely.
Oh shit! Apparently, DJC is going to be at the big convention in June.
Convention? What big convention? Have I missed something?
I guess he's going to Too Many Games in June.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be at Too Many Games.
Are you? Maybe I should go there and we can have like a DJ battle, me and DJC versus DJS.
Yeah, I'm just going to walk out to him. Hey, Chuck, it's me.
I don't think anyone knows what you look like. I don't know what you look like.
I'm going to go up. I'm going to pretend. Since he doesn't know what I look like, I'm going to pretend that I'm a big fan of his music. Get him to sign some stuff.
It's all part of that Amico history now. I'm obsessed with it. Seriously, I'd choose an Amico over an Xbox Series X. I really would. I want one so bad for the sheer obscurity of it, you know. Oh, that was close. You only have one life in this mode.
Am I going to wear a frog mask? No, sadly, no.
So I need this shark to bugger off. I'm too big. I'm going to get caught.
No, you got this.
You can see that's a better way to see where you can see like the fish is looking at the enemy and stuff, looking at the things around him.
Yeah, that was what John Alvarado was very impressed that you noticed that.
Yeah, I like that. Right. Is he gone? Is he gone? Yes, I need to get electrocuted. Oh, damn it. Come here.
I never thought I'd hear DJ Slope say that I need to get electrocuted.
Well, look, now I'm faster again, and I can keep going with the score.
It has seagulls. That's right. They pop in, try to eat you.
Seagulls? Are they storks?
No,
okay. You haven't watched the Mullis video. There's a little thing from that video.
I don't watch Mike Mullis. I don't watch Shield.
No, honestly, I don't. And that's not like a star. There we go. I'm gone. That's not like a stab or anything. I don't.
Apparently, Rab is on the other show saying the email was the most promising thing.
Wow. You reckon?
Thanks. But I do have something that one of the fans put together. If you want to indulge me, Mr. Slopes. This was
stop screen. There you go. There you go. You've all seen.
You've all seen Shark Shack. The Secret of Intellivision Amico, believed by Tommy Tallarico. I have not witnessed this. We're going to take a journey together.
They're gaming racists. They're literally gaming racists.
And I'm telling you, folks, anyone who's listening to this, I'm a big believer in positive mental attitude. If you ever watch The Secret, please watch it. It's an hour of your life. It's a documentary. It will change your life. It really will.
I had a student named Robert. Robert was a gay man.
I don't know if you noticed, whoever put this together, in the secret video, they got the guy's signature, then his name. That's why he did that for Tommy.
Right, okay.
Gay man. When he walked down the street, he said every block he was accosted by homophobic people who wanted to abuse him in some way. He was wanting to become a stand-up comedian. And when he went out and did a stand-up comedy job, everybody heckled him about being gay.
What the hell?
Was that you, Tommy Amico? I know you wanted to be a comedian.
About positive mental thinking. It's called the art of attraction.
Yeah.
If you put out negativity, if you put out sadness, that's what you're going to get back.
So if you're complaining about how bad it is, what you're creating is more of how bad it is.
Look,
I've never done that in a restaurant.
that's the.
I don't think anyone has.
Positivity. When you put out love, right? That's what comes back to you.
If you don't understand it, doesn't mean you should reject it.
Real quick, I got to point this out. This shirt Tommy's wearing, this is a Retro Bro Pump Up Nutrition
it
shirt.
is. Yeah. That's
what
it's a shake, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't understand electricity, probably. First of all, no one even knows what electricity is, and yet you enjoy the benefits of it. Do you know how it works? I don't know how it works.
In magnets, how do they work?
Recommend everybody checking it out. You know, I have vision boards. If you can think it, then you can achieve it.
So Tommy believes in the secret, right?
Mm-hmm.
And part of the secret, as we've seen earlier in the video, was that if you discuss negativity, it's going to breed more negativity in your life. So do you think Tommy discussing all the gaming racists, all the haters, he's what created all the haters? He put that energy out into the world? Oh,
for sure. Like, so because he, it's so sad. It's the Streisand effect, isn't it? You go into a room and you kick off at everyone, and now everyone's looking at you. It's just what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I started to create something called a vision board, where I take something that I would want to achieve or something that I want to attract, like a car or a watch or the soulmate of my dreams.
Oh
and
my
I put
God.
a picture of what I wanted up on this board called the vision board. And every day I would sit in my office and I would look up at this board and I would start to visualize. I would really get into the state of having already acquired it.
This principle applies to your family pet, for instance, which I believe are wonderful because they
is this effect here, this little like it looks like they filmed it through the blinds. Is that in the original video, or did they put that on?
I don't know. If you can see that over the writing, I would say they've put it on. But so I used to work in sales, and the management were obsessed with stuff like this. And it made me not want it. It's what pushed me to be one of the things that pushed me to be a YouTuber. I just couldn't do it anymore. They'd always be like, "You need to read this book and this book," and it was just like all about, positive mental attitude and to being able to sell. And when you go in the morning, they get you revved up to get on the phone. It's the same sort of thing as this. It really is.
Always be selling. Always be closing.
Yeah, that's it. Always ABC.
Yeah. Coffee is for closers.
Yeah, I've had all that.
They put you in a great emotional state.
Yeah, I can't believe Tommy.
When you feel love for your pet. That's a great.
Tommy actually had a tour of his house where he had the puppy pads with all the crap and piss on it.
Yeah, I was wondering, what is that? What is that? I'm like, yeah, okay, I remember what that is now.
State of love that's going to bring goodness into your life.
Our physiology creates disease to give us feedback, to let us know we have an imbalanced perspective and we're not loving and we're not grateful.
Disease cannot live in a body that's in a healthy emotional state. If you have a disease and you're focusing on it and you're talking to people about it, you're going to create more disease cells.
See, this is why I never go to the doctor, and whenever something happens, I just don't think about it, and it just goes away, right?
Right. Okay.
I mean, he's a philosopher. He obviously knows what he's talking about.
Right. So look, I mean, like, I know, like, this is obviously very easy to take the mickey out of Tommy because he believes this sort of stuff, but like, a lot of people believe this in his defense. A hell of a lot of people do. I mean, it's popular for a reason, isn't it? It's too wishy-washy for me. I don't want to have to. I don't have to wake up in the morning and listen to the words. There's no I in team, and now I'm revved up to work really hard that day. It's just like I just get it done regardless, you know. But I mean, in Tommy's defense, a lot of people believe this stuff.
Like the first part of this, right? Like the putting out positive energy, really, focusing on what you want so you can achieve it. That's at least understandable, right? But if I was if I was in this pitch, right, I'd be like, okay, I'm kind of on board. And they're like, if you think about disease, you'll be more. What? Wait. Hold up. We only get sick because we're not happy. Okay, where's the exit? Because I'm leaving. You've gone off.
I agree. It's bogus, but unfortunately, a hell of a lot of people believe this stuff. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say unfortunately, because you believe what you want, but like
unfortunately.
Yeah,
there's certain things, right? I understand you people will be like, well, you believe in the Bible, you believe in the Quran, right? They're not exactly equivalent, right? When you have something that just shows up out of nowhere and it starts spouting these things, like the Bible doesn't go, hey, diseases don't exist, just pretend they don't happen. But this book does, right? It's like Scientology, and hopefully there's no Scientologist in the chat. But when you have a fiction writer who writes a fiction book and then suddenly you turn it into your Bible, I think maybe you lost the plot somewhere along the way.
Well, like I said, it's not just Tommy, though. A lot of people believe this stuff. And I think it's fine if you want to. I find this whole stuff fascinating. I spend a lot of I love watching documentaries and all this sort of thing on cults or, people, certain religious followings of whatever else, because it's so fascinating how one person can believe something so adamantly that they completely control their life over it. And then someone else can believe something completely different and they control their life. It's crazy. No, it's not crazy. Crazy isn't the right word. It's fascinating for me that two complete polar opposites can exist like that next to each other, and how that can completely change someone. I find the whole thing fascinating. But I mean, believe what you want to believe.
Tommy Amico says the secret is literally based in Scientology. You can look it up.
There you go then.
That's probably why all this crazy, it's actually not disease. It's just ghost of aliens inside your body.
I do know a Scientologist. I used to know a Scientologist. And they were generally good people. I got no opinion on that.
I've seen that kidneys.
What was that?
I said I'm sitting on the fence.
Yeah.
In this debate.
Regenerated. I've seen cancer dissolved. I've seen eyesight improve and come back. The question that's frequently asked is when a person has manifested a disease in their body temple or some kind of discomfort in their life, through the power of right thinking, can it be turned around? And the answer is absolutely yes.
So you hear that? If you think right, the Amico can be turned around. You just gotta believe.
The answer is absolutely yes.
Absolutely.
November 23rd, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. From the time I was diagnosed, which was November 23rd, to the time I was healed totally was approximately 3 months. And that's without radiation and chemotherapy.
I think about succeeding every single day. Every day. Sometimes multiple times a day, where I just sit back and do like a quick meditation about
maybe that's why the Amico never launched, because instead of actually doing it, he just kind of sat around and thought about it. Forgot the part to actually do something.
Who did this video?
I believe this is let me see. Yeah, Sweet and Tender.
Hey, Sweet and Tender.
All of the things that I'm grateful for.
I found a rock. I was just sitting here holding this rock. You might see me carrying around. I found a rock. I stuck it in my pocket.
I'm convinced when Tommy watched this is where he got the idea for the physical games. And you'll see why in a minute.
Go on.
And I said, you know what? Every time I touch this rock, I'm going to think of something that I'm grateful for. I had a guy from South Africa, and he saw me drop. He said, what is that?
Well, what's that?
I explained it to him, so he started calling it a gratitude rock. Gratitude rock. 2 weeks later, I got an email from him from South Africa. He said, my son is dying from a rare disease. It's a type of hepatitis. He said, would you send me 3 gratitude rocks? Now, they're just rocks I found off the street, you know? So I said, sure. 4 or 5 months later, I get an email from him. He said, my son's better.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, I saw it.
He's doing terrific. And he said, but you need to know something. He says, we've sold over 1,000 rocks at $10 a piece as gratitude rocks, and we've raised all this money for charity. Thank you very much.
You know, so anyway, that's my little speech, my going away speech there.
By the way, you could buy a gratitude mug from my store, my merch store. $12, get you a mug. And every time you take a sip of coffee, you'll have gratitude that I saved you from investing in the Amico. Just $12 in the merch store. Link is in the chat.
But
I'm not kidding. We actually have mugs and t-shirts.
Very good.
You know, you got to focus on the positives, please. And when you focus on negative stuff, bad things are going to happen and you're going to feel crappy.
Your emotions, your emotional guidance system is what helps you to understand what you're thinking.
So your thoughts cause your feelings.
There are only 2 emotions from our perspective. One feels good and one feels bad. The creative process is a 3-step process.
So look, let me tell you what I believe here, right? So I don't believe in this. If you do believe in this, go for it. But there is definite truth, in my opinion. Again, it's crazy to say there's definite truth, and there I am like shooting this down. But I believe there's definite truth in the fact that if you do put out positive energy and you are a positive person, and you know, like they do it with sales, like you got to dress a certain way because you feel good when you're dressed that way, and you're going to do better that day with your work. It's not like a magical thing that happens. It means that you're more buzzing. You're more likely to do well because you've got that positive mental attitude to go out there and do well. If you're and this is an extreme version of that. That's all I see it as personally. Yeah.
No, I think this is that to the next level.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think there's anything, you know, if you people that, you know, like, you know, if you dress really well and you feel good the way you dress, you got your hair done and, you know, whatever else, and you look good, then you're going to feel better about yourself and you're just going to have a better day throughout, and then you're going to be able to get more done. And I think that's just all it really is. The power of positive thinking, says Justy Views. Yeah. It's true. When my mustache gets out of control, I have a bad day. When it's trimmed and shaped, I'm ready for action.
Sweet and Tender says, Slopes, you are a good person for being accepting, but people's beliefs need to be held accountable.
No, yeah, okay. I keep that stuff. I keep that stuff personal, though.
He's just laying on the fence. You're not going to get him off. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to start hitting on people's beliefs in an Amico stream, but yeah, do what you want to do as long as it's not hurting others.
You must ask for what you want.
And this is really fun. This is like having the universe as your catalog, and you flip through it and you go, well, I'd like to have this experience, and I'd like to have that product, and I'd like to have a person like that. It is you just placing your order with the universe.
Is that what he was doing with all the licenses and stuff?
It's bonkers, isn't it? It's absolutely bonkers. Did he believe he had 156? Did he actually have multiple meetings about a Kool-Aid game, man? A Kool-Aid man game? Like, mental. Thank you very much, Select Gaming. I appreciate it, bud.
I think he had multiple emails about the Kool-Aid game. Where
You reckon he did?
Well, I'm sure he sent them an email and they're like, sir, we don't handle the Kool-Aid game no more. Could you stop emailing us?
It's just like, it's so insane. I think that's one of the more ridiculous ones. Like, Tommy, I used to enjoy the Kool-Aid game, man. Fuck me, I keep saying it wrong. The Kool-Aid man game.
Well, maybe.
Well, funny you should mention that. We've had multiple meetings. What?
Maybe.
What?
Maybe. And here's me playing devil's advocate for Tommy. I'm going to defend Tommy. Maybe he was saying that he had multiple meanings so he could put it out there so he would eventually have multiple meanings.
Right.
Because if he said no, we didn't have meetings, then he would put negative into the universe.
If you're if you're positive about those meetings will happen.
Yeah. So Harlem Globetrotters were thinking positive about their game. Now they'll be like, "Where's our game?"
I wonder what they thought of the Phil Adam update.
They were personally working hand in hand with Tommy, according to them, to get that Harlem Globetrotter all finished.
It's really that easy.
The second step is answer. An answer to what you're asking.
And the universe will start to rearrange itself to make it happen for you.
See, that's where it goes too far for me. That goes, I mean, again, believe what you want to believe. It's where it goes too far for me. Things don't happen around you. Like, man, I'm so in love with this game. I'd love if this game got a bit closer. That game is going to come closer to me. You know what I mean? It's because I'm being positive that I'm just going to be more active on that day and more willing to do positive things and then hopefully get positive outcomes. It's things aren't changing around me. But again, that's what I believe. You believe what you want to believe. How long's left on this video before I cancel myself? 50 seconds. Wicked. Let's do it.
But what if, some scientists believe that there's multiple dimensions, right? Multiple realities. So what if the secret is really the universe isn't rearranging itself around you, but rather you wake up into the DJ Slopes universe where you did learn to play guitar.
Yeah.
You're just shifting through universes. So it seems like the universe is rearranging around you.
Yeah.
I figured the secret of the secret.
That's it. I mean, that's a pretty, I am going to go on record and say that's a pretty crap theory.
I don't know. I'm gonna, 50,000.
Coming to a sweet and tender clip.
just I'm gonna have a seminar. It's only $50,000, and I'll tell you how to, shift your mind, your soul across dimensions, so you can wake up into a better you, the same you, but in a new universe. Right?
Yeah.
Don't worry. 50K.
It'll be shown to you. You will attract the way.
So then our friends say, something must be going terribly wrong because I know I am asking, so where's my stuff? And we say, you are asking. You are completing step one. You can't help but do that. The universe is answering every time, no exception. But there is another step that you must understand, and it is called step 3, which is the receiving step, which means...
Oh, that's where Tommy messed up. He asked, the universe was giving him the Amico. He forgot to answer the door and receive it.
You just didn't have enough fuel to get the rocket off the launch pad.
Means you must bring yourself into alignment with what you're asking for. When you're in alignment with what you want, you feel wonderful.
And that's my secret to success, my secret to life and love and happiness and life, the universe, and everything.
Thanks, Sweet and Tender Hooligan. I mean, it's been great to see you around.
You just had to use that Francois clip, didn't you?
I don't think there's anything wrong too badly, really, in believing that. I mean, it's totally not what I believe personally. I don't think there's anything that really wrong in believing it. It's not affecting other people, so that's when I have an issue with that sort of stuff. When that sort of stuff affects other people, I don't think there's any more ridiculousness in believing that than a religion that's not your religion. Believe what you want to believe.
I don't believe in religions. So.
I don't.
I'm non-denominational.
I don't.
Thank you, Tony and Slopes, and those who enjoyed watching. It was a good video, put together nicely.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. Yeah, well done. I like your videos. I think they're fun.
I appreciate you not using Ram Ranch while DJ Slopes was here.
What's this? Oh,
you don't want to know. You know what? I'm going to play the video for you. Because the last time I played this video, Finbar, he muted his mic and I didn't get to hear his reaction. So I want to hear a genuine reaction to this video.
You better see it as well.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me find this video.
I have not seen Heaven's Gate. No.
Those people are crazy. Also, everybody says drinking the Kool-Aid when it's actually they drink Flavor Aid, not Kool-Aid. All right, we're going to get a copyright claim again, but I'm willing to take this copyright claim. This is the Intellivision Amico Chicago event. Right. I don't know if you know, they a couple weeks ago they were in Chicago for the Amico.
"18 naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch. Big herd throbbing cocks wanted to be sucked. 18 naked cowboys wanted to be fucked. Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch on their knees wanted to suck
What are we watching?
cocks. Ram Ranch
I've been there.
really rocks."
Tommy wrote the music.
Hot herd, tough cowboys, their cocks throbbing hard. 18 more wild cowboys out in the yard.
こうデコレーションするかっていう表現のデザインってありますよね。で、その表現のデザインの部分ってね、やっぱ年寄りはね、やっぱり benefit to our people.
That's so bad what he did with that.
On any level, I've certainly missed that and have tried to find that again in my later life.
調整っていうのが、すごく効いてくるんですよ。細かいところが。
So intrigued by the idea that you go cool.
Hey, it's my job. I love it.
What did he say?
I'm very happy for them.
So, you know, these are...
Which one?
PewDiePie. What was it clipped to?
So intrigued by the idea that you go cool.
Hey, it's my job.
He was so intrigued by the idea of people watching him on YouTube.
Right.
I love it.
Now what? And I'm very happy for them.
So, you know, these are overrated people. I see who it is. I mean, you can mention name after name. By the way...
Don't.
Is that a YouTuber that doesn't take off his mask?
No, that's someone else pretending to be the YouTuber that doesn't take off his mask.
Okay. Movie madness, isn't it? That's it.
Yeah.
I don't really know what I'm looking at, if I'm honest. What I'm watching.
Oh, it's just a stupid video we put together a couple weeks ago. It was mostly just to see people's reaction to the Ram Ranch.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Confused. That's probably the reaction you're getting from me. Yeah.
Yeah, Trump and Biden always hating on the Amico.
Oh, bloody Trump and Biden. So yeah. So I think that's probably it all, isn't it?
Yeah, I got nothing else. I thought we were going to go longer. I thought we were going to have a lot of craziness, but apparently it was a nice, easy stream.
Nice and chilled. I was expecting loads of people to be in it. It probably would have been if there was more people in here.
Yeah. So definitely, I don't think the Amico Council is coming out. I don't think any of this money is being siphoned towards investors, towards any refunds. You guys can forget about all that. Slick Phil Adam, what do you think is going to be the next game that they sell, the next property?
So, I mean, skiing's probably the one that's the closest to being done, isn't it? I suppose. I know you've got the tossing bag game. What's it called? Cornhole. But that just does not look fun to play, and I don't mean because it's a bad idea for a game, more because the control scheme.
I mean,
I don't know what's. Sorry, go on.
Mullis was playing it on his live stream. It looked like...
his kid was playing it, wasn't it?
Yeah. It looked okay.
Yeah, I mean, I want to try it because it's an Amico thing, but I would have no interest in playing that otherwise. like where I probably would like I would go out of my way to try at least go and try Shark and Astra Smash and maybe skiing, but there are other games like that on Steam as well. What else is there that they're close to doing?
Well, Finnegan Fox.
Yeah.
I reached out to the developer. I haven't heard back from him yet, but I reached out to.
I think we'll be seeing that. I think we'll see Finnegan Fox, like as in like the not Fox and Forest version. Surely you'll be seeing that on Steam at some point.
And then you got Backtalk Party. The developers haven't heard anything. I did talk to them recently.
Yeah.
I said, with no console coming out, where does that leave your game? Because one of the things they were very adamant about was that the Amico controller was perfect for the game. Like that was the thing they were looking for that they needed. And that you couldn't really replicate what they were going for on a phone. It was close. They said it was close on a phone, but the speaker, the position of where the speakers were and where the microphone was kind of throwing things off. Whereas the Amico's speaker and microphone were like perfectly positioned for what they needed the game to do. At least that's how they explained it to me.
So what, do you think that'll be coming out on something else now? Now they're going to all of a sudden magically find, they're going to ask, they're going to receive a new way to put out that game?
Maybe. I know we got speakers on the PlayStation, and the PlayStation has speakers.
Yeah, you got fucking speakers on the DS. And the mic on the DS. You put it on that.
So who knows?
Everything since then, pretty much.
What about Bomb Squad? Yeah, Bomb Squad's another one. But that never really worked.
No, that never got properly worked. I mean,
Breakout. I want that. That needs to come out.
I mean, I suppose you could put it on Steam potentially. The Bomb Squad game potentially. But I just don't know who's going to take that game. I mean, you look at things like skiing and stuff like that. Like, I don't think they're as exciting from a third party point of view to be able to buy out those IPs the same way I think BBG were good to get in there and get Shark and Astra Smash, because I think they're probably the two exciting ones out of them. I suppose Finnegan Fox would be up there for a third
Cloudy
Mountain, but I don't think that was. I think we saw what we needed to see with that. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a video. Have there footage of people properly playing that?
No.
Out there?
Same thing with Night Stalker. There's no other footage.
Oh yeah, Night Stalker. I mean, yeah, they look really sexy, but they're like they could very easily be just videos. And wasn't it in Night Stalker where you could see the Android buttons pop up at the end of the trailer?
I think
at
so.
The bottom of the screen. Yeah. I'm like, this could be a video. Like, I mean, it probably isn't, but at this point, I wouldn't be surprised.
Beefy says skiing isn't an IP; it's a sport anyone can make a game of. True, but they already started making one, right? So if it's finished, they could just be like Intellivision skiing. And sell
it. That's what it was called, wasn't it? Intellivision skiing. But then, who's going to want to buy a game called Intellivision something when they could just make skiing?
Or they could just buy. They could buy the skiing game outright. This, instead of us developing a skiing game for $50,000, we'll buy your skiing game for $30,000.
Well, it depends on. I mean, I don't know what BBG paid for this, but the way Phil Adam was talking, it wasn't cheap. But then I can't imagine they spent a lot. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing, right? BBG was working on Dynablaster and Brain Duel.
Yes.
I seen a comment, and I think it was maybe on Reddit. Someone commented, or maybe it was here, that is it possible that part of the payment that they were owed is what they paid for these games? So like Intellivision owed BBG X amount of money for Brain Duel and
oh wow, yeah, that's a good point. I don't know, but I mean that's because Dynablaster's got Tommy's name in it and stuff.
Yeah, but if they didn't get final payment, or if
what I'm saying is, I mean, this was something that they did with. Yeah, it's a very good point. I am interested now. I wonder because I haven't Shazammed Dynablaster, and I want to do that.
because it's very likely that they were withholding final payment, saying, well, you know what, we're going to give you the final payment when it releases, when the console comes out, and that, because it's not published yet, so we're not going to pay for it because it's not coming out yet, right?
Yeah, exactly. Bear with me. I'm not going to be able to hear you because I'm putting Shazam up to my headphones.
Beefy Bite says, "Hey, did Shark have stock music?" Apparently it did. Beefy. When Slopes gets back on, look at this. If Tommy had this years ago, Tommy would have been able to copy everybody's music. If Tommy can own oof, he can own the word skiing. Well, he doesn't
No
really
result.
own the word oof.
Try again. Because the music's good in this.
Well, if the music's good, then obviously it's not Tommy's.
No, it's not coming up as anything. And it is loud. I need to turn it down.
Well, I know that Dino Blaster was being worked on long before Tommy and them got involved.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I was interested to see if that comes up with anything. Shark does.
Yeah, Shark does, and apparently Astro Smash does.
Yep.
Music.
Well, yeah.
So it might be a thing.
The mic, not the headset. No.
No.
I was doing that the right way around. Yeah.
He was playing the music through his headset.
Yeah. And I was putting my phone with Shazam up to my headset.
Yeah. I think maybe one of his biceps was confused what you're doing. That's why. But like I was saying, I could very well see them owing BBG money and BBG going, well, we can't release these games because there's no Amico and you're not paying us. So we're going to take them. No, you know what? We'll give you these two other ones and we'll cut some kind of deal, so you can make a little bit of money while we're waiting. Because, the Amico's always it's eventually coming out.
I mean, I really want to play on it, Amico. You've got half of one.
I don't know if it's half. It's just a shell.
Yeah,
it's about like 10%.
Yeah, and it's got all their signatures on there. It's such a sting when it went to you.
Well, I wasn't supposed to. I didn't want it. I was just trying to drive the price up, thinking I thought the shills were obviously going to get in on this. They were going to want this, right? So I was going to drive the price up. And then I got caught with it. Yeah. And then they didn't want to give it to me.
That was funny.
Yeah. I think they're going to do Amico.
I can imagine in Tommy's shoes not wanting to give that to you. That's hilarious.
Yeah. If there's ever an Amico Netflix special, I want a scene of Tommy being chased through the building as they're trying to get the shell away from him, and he's screaming, "No, Tony can't have it.
You've got to give it to Tony TGD." There it is.
All right. I think we've run our course. I think we've discussed everything.
Yeah, half free. So in the morning for me, I'm going to go to bed and fall asleep instantly.
Don't deny you wanted it more than the shills. I did. I put it out into the universe. No, they screwed me. That thing was supposed to end at midnight, and it went another 3 hours after midnight. Damn. Cost me an extra $500. Yeah,
but
thank you for being
a serious piece of Amico history.
One of a kind. One of a kind.
It is. It's got your signature on it.
Who won the auction? Yeah, I would have loved to see that. I would have been a fly on the wall. Tommy's like seeing those numbers go up. Did you see those posts, by the way, Slopes?
Not at the time. No.
Well, at the time, Tommy had came on the Atari Age. He's like, "You guys won't believe this. The most bid on item going for the highest price right now in this auction is the Amico shell. Everybody wants it." And he was so proud. And then like someone was like, "Hey, Tony's winning the auction, right?" And that was like the last time he talked about the auction.
Hilarious. So funny. Well, look, cheers for having me on. I'm sure we'll do it again in a few months or whatever.
Yeah, the next time that the can gets kicked down the road, we'll definitely call you up and say, "Hey, Papa."
Well, when
People
I get
don't know
Astro
this.
Smash or another company comes along and buys skiing or whatever happens, it's got to be painful to be an Intellivision fan, seeing all your beloved properties from these franchises go. You can have that. You can have that. You can have that.
Yeah. Luckily, most of Intellivision's fans are in the old folks' home, so they probably have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. As always, love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.